Welcome, everybody, to the XoneBros. This is your positive gaming and Xbox community. We're back. It's been another week, and Forza Horizon 5 is here. It's in early access. If you've ordered certain copies of the game, which we have, which means we've played it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is it early access, or is today the official release date, and they're just charging more money for it? I don't know how to do it.
Whoa. That's like, you're getting...
Because think about it. Because Battlefield early access comes out next Thursday, which I've purchased. So did they just... Is it a marketing ploy?
I think when it's a ploy to get Game Pass players to buy it.
Yeah.
Like we did.
Yeah.
That's like an ancient gaming Chinese proverb that Jordan just threw down.
Well, it's the same with...
The game is released today.
Yeah.
Did you pay more
and
for
you
it?
paid more for it. Is it actually released today, or is it a... Yeah. Whoa. My mind is
well,
blown.
it's just like Battlefield. Did they through marketing swindle me? You know what I mean? Because the actual release date for Battlefield is next Thursday, and then everyone else gets it a week later. You know?
Yeah.
And that's how they secretly raise their prices to $70.
That's how they get you.
Yeah,
Jordan, let's start with you. Give me your thoughts and impressions and feelings of what you've played so far. It just dropped today, everybody, so we're a few hours in of Forza Horizon 5. Give it to me.
Oh, it's
your turn to talk.
That's and action.
You.
yeah. Okay, so I want to say first, I do like the game. I think it's really good.
Is there a butt? I feel like there's a butt coming here.
No, there's
okay.
well, I mean, yes and no. Like they're not reinventing the wheel. It's just more Forza, which is good. There is a few things they've done that I really enjoy, and I think the biggest thing they've done is the world. The world, I think Mexico is the best one they've done yet, and I really liked Australia. I thought Australia was the best up until now, and I think the reason it's the best is because of the way they do their biomes. Like you feel like you're going to different maps within the same map. You got the desert biome, the sand biome. My personal favorite is the forest right now because of how dense and fun the races are there.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
The biomes are back to the Forza Horizon 3 Australia version.
Yeah, because it felt like...
Which is what made it really good.
It felt like in number 4, and number 4 was really good. It felt like in number 4, the whole map felt more or less similar. And then, for different experiences, we went to the, Storm Island and Lego and stuff like that. But this map, it like each biome feels like its own map.
Yeah.
From jungle to sand to desert to I guess what you want to call it, the city area, which is kind of all off to the right of the map, the coastal area. Like they all feel different, and they all kind of have their own unique races, which is really cool. But yeah, I like it. I like that they changed your what's it called, the garage. When you go to your garage, instead of scrolling from side to side, it's a vertical scroll now. Okay. I think it makes it look a little bit cleaner and easier to navigate.
Let's talk about looks. But does it live up to the graphics that we've seen advertised?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And you're playing, for the record, you're both playing on the Series X.
Yes. I am playing. So they have 2 modes on the Series X: quality mode and performance mode. Basically, graphics 30 frames. And then you got 60 frames, and they lower down the graphics. So I'm playing on the frame rate because I'm going to be honest. I'm a snob now. I can't go back to 30
Remember
frames.
when we weren't snobs and we were like hammering people that were snobs?
We weren't hammering.
Oh, we hammered.
I was always a snob. I'm just more open about it now.
I was pretty clear that frame rates are far more important than
I
resolution.
hated the snobs, but probably I hated them because I wasn't one of them. And now I'm one. Now we're one of them.
Yeah,
so it's okay.
I was playing in the frame rate mode, which is performance mode. And in that mode alone, the game looks gorgeous.
Okay.
So I haven't even moved it over to the quality mode yet.
I started out with quality, and I would say it's probably the prettiest game I've ever played in quality mode.
Yeah.
I do see a difference between quality and frame rate mode.
In like looks, graphical fidelity?
It still looks really, really good, but you are downgrading when you go for frames.
Sure.
But I could not play at 30 frames per second.
In a racing game, it's just so smooth.
Yeah.
So smooth.
I need at least 60.
Yeah.
And so I played for like 3 races or so. If you want to see some gameplay footage for those listening, go to our YouTube channel, and I just put straight the first 60 minutes of the game. The first half hour, I'm playing in graphic fidelity mode, so which is like the 30 frames, super good looking. And then I switched it over because it felt laggy, but it wasn't laggy. It really is
It's
like
just that we're
you're
used
so
to 60
used
frames
to
per
the
second.
at least 60 frames, especially for a racing game. Racing games are really, really important. Same with shooters and stuff like that. Well, I guess every game now is pretty important. I am a snob now, David. You are correct.
Yep. See?
But at that, it looked really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Really good at that 30 frames per second mode. It still looks gorgeous at the 60, but
Well, especially when you look off into the distance, like it looks. What do they call it? Photo geometry or whatever
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah, I
called.
remember they talked about that.
Photogrammetry.
Yeah.
Like it looks. I mean, just look at the backgrounds of the gameplay we're watching right now. Like it looks almost lifelike.
That's
It's
awesome.
really cool. So.
Reactor Leak, just talking about the price and Game Pass. So if you're using Game Pass and you pay for the add-on, you're paying less than the standard purchase. So
Yeah. Well, and if you're a Forza fan and it's not like
not a
you're
pass
not
for everybody.
Well, I mean, it's if you're a Forza fan, it's probably worth to get it because one, you do get to play early. You get a couple VIP things and car packs, which is fine. But you get the 2 expansions that are going to come with the game. And the way I was looking at it is, I'm going to buy those expansions anyway, so might as well get them in the bundle and play early.
Yeah, I also paid for the map already, $2.99. Did you
I
guys
already
drop
did
on
that.
the map?
Yeah,
It's
I've
right there
already
on the
got-
store, and I was like, boom, done.
I bought that. I already have all the fast travels.
Yeah, beginners tip, buy the map.
It's $2.69.
It doesn't ruin the game; it enhances it.
How
for
much
you, trust
money
me.
do you think they make off those maps?
Oh, I bet you.
Well,
Like, that's probably where all the
It's,
revenue comes
it's one
from.
of the few necessities of a nickel and diming that I'm happy to do.
I
it.
don't feel like I'm being nickel and dime, but I clearly am being nickel and dime.
Well, because it's not like a shortcut. Well, I mean, I guess it's not like the shortcut packs that
It's an
Battlefield
ease-
used to
it's
sell.
an ease of use.
Because you still have to go around the map and get them.
It's a
You know what I
quality of
mean?
life
but
addition
I
is
guess
what
it
it
is
is.
kind of like a
It is, but
visual
I will,
shortcut pack. Yeah,
I mean, you
it
can't
is
even-
and it isn't.
You can't even buy a hamburger for that price anymore. You know,
It's true.
I'm down. $2.
Down diddy down.
This one's on me.
Well,
on me.
I think it's the price that does it, right? Because it's like, oh well, $2. Yeah, of course I'll buy that.
So what we're talking about is there's a lot of like collectibles all over the map. You can spend $2 and have those all revealed all at once, so you can see where they all are at any given time.
Yes, I have a big question. JD Fisher just brought this up in chat. He said, don't forget to join the X1Bros Club. So we did set up a club. There were other editions of clubs there that we weren't aware of. We did set up our own. What is the club for everybody that wants to get in on it? The official club?
It's so the club whatever alias is X1B, the number 1, so X1B, and it's called the X1Bros. If you just search XoneBros,
It'll pop up.
it'll pop up. But we're the ones with the X1B, or you can also look at the one that Jordan was the one who started. So yeah. Sorry, there were more on there.
Yeah, there were more. We didn't see
those.
them. We were just kind of creating it. So thank you to all those that did create a club for us. But yeah, we just didn't realize it was there, so we created the other one.
Yeah,
and-
so
and
X
figured it
number
was,
1
yeah,
and
figured
the
it was
letter
already
B.
there, so.
Come join the club. Now,
1B.
did you guys Spicy, let's go to you. Did you dive into the club mechanics? Because club, they changed the way it worked for Forza Horizon 4. How does it work for 5?
I'll have to tell you next week because
You were too busy racing.
well, the clubs don't unlock right out the gate.
Oh,
You
sure.
have to gain some XP and play it a little bit, which makes sense. They don't want just right when people are jumping in to make a club that just is no one's, I don't know, there kind of a thing or whatever, right? So they want you to have a little bit of experience.
We did get a super chat from Super Shocker. Thank you very much for the super chat. He says I made it.
He-
Oh, thank you. There we go. Super Shocker. Thank you for making it.
One thing, let's talk about. Well, speaking of clubs, that's actually one of the things I don't like how they do their clubs. So, well, there's no mixer this time, so we don't have to worry about the club leaderboards getting
on
messed up there.
experience.
I don't like when developers take you out of a game to use a feature of the game.
So they
what
did that
they're doing,
in 4. Do they do that in 5?
They're doing it in 5 again. I don't like it. I wish the club mechanics
3.
and controls. Yeah, it was 3 exactly. I wish it was 3. I understand it's a Microsoft game and they're trying to show off the clubs on the Xbox, but it's like well, it's when any game does it. Destiny did it with the Grimoire cards.
Yeah.
I don't like when games to use a feature of the game, it takes you out of the game. I would.
So my question is this, though: do we
kept
have?
on-
So what was missing from 3? Which maybe someone in chat can answer this. What we were missing in 4, sorry, that was in 3, was you had weekly and daily leaderboards of who in your community contributed the most XP to the club. They took that out in 4.
Well, it was supposed to be working in 4, but I don't think it ever worked.
No, well, if it was supposed to be working, they never even provided the UI for it.
Correct.
Like you could never utilize it. So let me know if anybody's had a chance to dive in on the leaderboard.
So I
and see
think
it, let me know.
I think
because that was a huge killer for me in 3.
So it does pull you out and put you into the club, the Xbox club, whatever that exists. That hardly, well, I know it's used, but it's not one of the biggest features that Xbox have, I guess. It does pull you out and put into that. However, I will say that with the Series X, it's instantaneous.
Yeah, there you go.
There's no loading time. It just pops you in, and then you just, when you back out, you go right back into the game, which I think is less intrusive as it was before. There were leaderboards. It looked like there were leaderboards.
Okay, because the only leaderboard that existed in 4 was your club against everybody else's club.
That's what I'm talking about. So I only know that much at this point. So that's why I want to have the discussion next week.
Sure. I really, really
we
hope
can dive
everybody
in
go join X1B. Go join it because I think we have the power as a community to go top 100. And that's what we were going for in 3, and we almost got it, but then Mixer broke the experience for us. And clubs is what was, for everybody that jumped in and 4 was your first experience, and they love the game. I mean, Forza Horizon as a game is just really good and is a really fantastic gameplay loop that I'm not sure you can improve on very much. Like, it'll be iterations from this point. But one of the things that they mixed or they missed was on clubs. Clubs in 3 was superior to clubs in 4, and it really encouraged engagement, and you could really track who in your club was doing really well, who wasn't, who was contributing, and which is important once, especially you get into the higher leaderboards. You can set thresholds and say everybody that's not above a certain level will be kicked every week, and you have like prestige to clubs, stuff like that. So I hope that they bring that back.
Yeah, and it should be an open club.
Right now it's open.
Yeah, it should be open, so
baby.
you should just
Everybody
be able to
should join.
I think the cap is like 2,000. So
which is awesome. That's an improvement.
Yeah, so there's plenty of slots left. Right now, the number 1 club in the world is, of course, AR-15.
AR-12?
Or
AR-15 is a rifle.
Rifle, sorry. AR-12 Racing.
Of course.
He's the Forza
Shout out to
YouTuber.
AR-12.
Yeah, he's
You're
the
welcome
Forza
to come
YouTuber.
on our podcast.
And our club,
anytime.
if you want to boost us.
Do you want to come boost us?
Boost our club.
Shout out. We will. We'll take anyone from your club who can't get in to our club. I do want to shout out real quick Rose City Gamer with a super chat. Hype time. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Rose City Gamer. Appreciate the super chat.
But no, I just, that's one of my gripes with the game. I wish the clubs was all integrated in game, because it's just a nuisance to go. I mean, I know it's not a super big deal, but it's a nuisance to go in and out.
So give me. Let's summarize one thing you really like about that. What one thing does Forza Horizon 5 do better than any other Forza that you?
I think it's the world.
The world.
I think the world you're in. Yeah.
The map is excellent.
Yeah.
It really truly is.
Now, how does it compare to 4? Better, worse, the same so far?
I think this is the best map they've done.
Okay, no, but I'm talking about overall game.
Overall game.
So they've made some changes.
It's still summer, so let me go through the cycles of the winter, because it all depends on how they do that seasonal system that I don't feel strongly
Are they doing
about.
seasons in this again?
Yes, but
it's areas, right?
But there's areas, yeah.
Yeah.
So like your biomes, you have different. Like summer in the mountains is different than summer in the valley, for instance.
Yeah, but it still makes it so I can't get the garage cars in a month.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how.
Yeah,
it
that's
works
why
out.
I want to see how it works long
I
term.
didn't care. I mean, I cared a little bit that everything was snowy, right? That was the.
Yeah.
What was hard was I played this game not only for racing but collectibles.
It does. It's one of the best collection games out there.
It's there's few that do it as good as this game does.
Yeah.
And when they make it so I can't collect a damn motorcycle or something, and I have to wait 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That ruins the entire, like, real life weeks. It ruins the entire experience for me.
Yeah.
It completely ruins it. I hate that.
So we'll see how it works, because it's almost like it's sectioned off.
That's how they explained it in the maps.
It's going to be like in areas. Now, let's see if they withhold collectibles from it too, right? Maybe they won't do that this time where it withholds collectibles, you know? Because I mean, I like the concept of changing seasons, but I don't want to. The problem with 4 that I had is I don't want to be stuck playing in the snow for 2
Okay, how
weeks.
many hours into this game are you, Jordan?
I'm 3.
Okay, so there you go. For reference, everybody, he's 3 hours in.
Mark is 6.
I'm like
Spicy's
6.5,
6 hours
7,
in. Okay,
yeah.
so it sounds so. Jordan, just give me your overall first impression, final review. Will people like this game? How does it compare to the other?
I think
Forzas?
if you're a fan of Forza, you'll like it. If you didn't like the previous Forza's Horizons, then it's
more of the same.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Like I said, they're not necessarily reinventing the wheel. It's
the
more
same
of
game.
what Forza does good.
It's a
that's it.
But,
Yeah.
So my impression, I'll tell you my impression from what you've said so far.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like you're very happy with Forza Horizon 5. I'll be honest.
No, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. It's
So
fun.
I've not yet played this game. I was out of town all week. I was in New York City. Shout out New York City.
Shut up, Brooklyn! Locations are awesome.
Anyways, and so I just got home late last night and was working all day today. I downloaded it. I'm really excited to jump in this weekend. But you're leaving me sad.
No, if you liked Forza, if you like Forza Horizon, you will like this game. I think this is the best Horizon. We'll see how the club system goes and the weather system goes, and then I'll see if it's the best Horizon. I do like it as of right now. The 3 hours that I do like it better than 4.
Okay.
And that's mostly
And 4 is really good.
Yeah, and 4 is really good. And 4's not bad, although 4 is probably my least favorite.
Well, one of the top things in 4 that there was a problem with was the prologue. J.D. Fisher says there is no 6-hour prologue this time.
There's no,
no, it's
which is
it's
huge.
actually I think
You
only,
wanna- you
I
wanna-
think it's only an hour.
You want to know what the tutorial is?
Huh.
It's a screen that pops up that says right trigger is to press the gas. And
Well,
left
I think
trigger is
you have to
brake.
get through the first like 20 minutes and then it lets you go.
I think it's
online.
less than 20 minutes. I think it's like a 6-minute race thing.
In fairness, Jordan, you did lose.
I did fail the E3
the E3
t-shirt
like bumper car race.
I felt like because they right when you start the game, there's just a pop up that says your controls.
Yeah.
That's all Forza 4 needed to do.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's what this game did. And then you're in the game and
Yeah, just the opening race, says
I'm
J.D.
going
Fisher.
to be honest with you. You really don't even need to waste the manpower on putting that screen there. If you don't know how to play a racing game or can't figure out how to play a racing game,
well, I mean,
it's
still, I think that's totally fine to have a 10-second thing.
No, that's fine. But I'm just saying.
Because, think about it. You have new players that have been playing Clash, with mobile phones
so you
that don't have controllers. And then if they hop on an Xbox, they got to, at some point in your life.
It's a liability thing.
Okay, so Jordan the man, to summarize, says he thinks it's better than 4. He's waiting to see where it stands in comparison to 3.
Yeah, because 3 is my favorite. Right now, I think the world is better than 3.
Okay,
and we'll
very
just
good.
see how some of the features
Spicy,
play out.
give me your overall thoughts, first impression. What really stands out to you in this game?
It's the exact same game, except some minor changes. That's why Jordan says it's kind of like
they're not reinventing the wheel. They're
That's what
just
he's
doing
saying.
more of what they're good at doing.
Yeah.
They've removed, they've introduced what's called an accolade system.
Which I like.
Yeah. So it's not everything in the other game was based on star, or in Forza 4, for example, it was a 3-star system on a whole bunch of stuff. They still have some 3 stars with like the danger signs and those odds and ends, but the racing is an accolade system, and it's similar, but it's still different enough to be different.
Sure.
But the actual core of the game feels exactly like a Forza game is, which is a game that we all love, and that's why the game is on top of the genre.
Yeah, dang! Look at this volcano race.
Yeah, you're watching that. Yeah, what we're watching now is setting up a new Horizon zone up in the volcano. That's something more in the other game. There's, like Jordan said, the map. It
was a little bland.
Well, there's more on the map. There's far more to do. I guess you would call it the campaign of the game.
Yeah.
There's far more to do than previous ones because of all the biomes that they have.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the other Forzas. I played the snot out of them, hours upon hours upon hours, collecting, enjoying the races, playing with friends. This is going to be a very similar experience that's much prettier, that sounds better, I would say, and it's going to give you the same thing that you have enjoyed in other games. It's just an improvement from the past experiences. So, granted, we don't know much about the groups or clubs, sorry, but I mean, the game is what it is, a Forza Horizon game. I think this is exactly what you would expect. It's probably the prettiest game I've ever seen on my TV in the history of my life. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if you're expecting a sequel, this is exactly what it is. It feels like it is.
Now, for those who have
game.
never played a Forza Horizon game before and they're jumping in, but they may be a racing fan, is this a great title to jump into?
Oh, yeah. I think any of the Forzas are a great title to jump into.
I think this game improves upon the campaign Horizon Festival races.
Sure.
They do these races that are supposed to be Michael Bay-ish, where we're watching one right now where now we're racing down the mountain. By the way, this race down the mountain was extremely fun.
Well, do you find it, and this is what I've noticed about this game, and maybe it's just because it's been a while since we played Forza 4, but do you feel like the regular races are better than the showcase races?
I 100% agree with Forza 4. I didn't like the showcase races at all.
I liked the Halo one, was really good.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
That
You had some odds and ends.
Because this isn't a showcase race, is it? This is just a regular race, the one that we're watching.
This is a showcase. This is the end of setting up a straight downhill the mountain that you just climbed. It's actually really fun. You're setting up the next Horizon level. Yeah. Notice there's no checkpoints, no time, restraints or anything. It's a casual, exciting experience, and I actually really like it for the core campaign elements of the game. Mm-hmm. I was always pissed off at Forza Horizon 4 when the stupid floating boat would come and knock me off where I was driving and ruin the whole race for me.
The hoverboat race?
Yeah, the hoverboat race. Those things where mechanically it forces other people in front right at the end so you lose when you shouldn't have. It was because it was on rails because it's a scripted race. They remove those races, and I find that to be much more enjoyable in this type of setting. Not setting, but it just felt more fun.
Well, I think
really
there's a difference between showcase and campaign. Think of showcases as like level bosses.
Yeah, I hated them.
Yeah.
Because this is just the campaign race. I don't think this is
because I feel like
race.
This race is different. Like the showcase race is that very first race you did with the airplane.
This is the race where you're setting up the Horizon, so it's part of the campaign. Yeah. But I like it. I just like it that it wasn't so scripted that it would break the game if you went too fast.
Now, Pokefraud JD Fisher says, I like that you can gift cars. I don't think you can gift to specific people, though.
You can't gift to your friends. There's an achievement, so I did that. I got a barn find, and then they asked if I wanted to gift some of my cars that I own to other people, and I did it. And you can gift it to. There's a whole group. There's several groups you can gift it to. You can gift it to your people new to the game, people that are returning players. There's a whole list. I gave it to returning players because I wanted to reward people for coming back.
Yeah, thank you for coming back.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Thank you, everyone, for coming back.
But it actually removes the car from your garage.
Inventory, yeah.
So it's and I think I got one from someone else. So you're gifting cars in that way.
Yeah.
They probably don't allow you to gift to friends for balance and braking purposes, you know?
Oh yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah, because you could
probably
cheese the game.
One thing that I haven't figured out yet, I spent a lot of time collecting the fast travel signs.
Sure.
Because I think that's one of the most important things to do early on in the game, so you can just fast travel to wherever you want to go. But the fast travel doesn't work like it did in Forza 4 and Forza 3. The only places I can fast travel to is the Horizon places, and maybe it unlocks more later, but I have unlocked all the signs, which means I can fast travel for free anywhere, but I can only fast travel to the Horizon locations. That seems like that's broken. Why? I don't understand the point of that. You know? Maybe I'm just dumb, and maybe I'll unlock it later.
It seems like, because when we were looking at it earlier, it seems like they just took that feature out.
Yeah, that seems like a step back to me. I don't want to have to drive I mean, it's a racing game. I guess I want to have to drive. But, I don't want, if I'm doing, checking off the list of all these races and stuff, I don't want to have to drive across the map.
Yeah.
And so I think there's something screwy with that as of right now. I don't know if they just remove that from the game. But, David, that was a long discussion for me, but I want to tell you that this is a Horizon game and it's a good game.
Cool.
And I like it
Very
a
good.
lot. I'm excited to play it throughout the week.
Very cool. That's good to hear. Jordan just coughed in my face.
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
really?
No, I didn't. I don't think I did. I covered my mouth,
You
didn't I?
did. Went right into my mouth.
Did he look at you right in the eyes as he did it to like assert dominance?
Haven't you been sick this week, Jordan?
Yeah.
If I get sick, I will kill you.
Oh my gosh, you have?
I don't even think I coughed in your face.
You tried to cover it, but you coughed before you could get your mouth to your arm, and I was looking at Mark,
It ricocheted.
and it went right into my
That is
mouth.
one crazy loogie.
Yeah, that was the bullet curve. There must have been a second cougher.
I can't afford to be sick, man.
Yeah. So did he stare at you in the eyes and then
he looked
cough?
at me like this.
Like
then
he's
he looked at me like
the
this.
alpha
Yeah, like-
asserting dominance.
like,
Just
take it. Take it.
Hey, you know what was a cool little feature that they did, speaking of Forza, is they remembered my progress from England.
Oh,
yeah, so
very cool.
I picked my Drivatar, which I
Still not a huge fan
personally...
of the Drivatars.
Yeah, and this is the same with Forza 4. I think they put a little too much time into the Drivatars.
I don't mind.
for
It's
a
like a
racing
little
game.
something extra, but I
Yeah.
understand. It's all about the cars.
I think the only reason it makes me mad is because when I get a wheel spin and I get like a pair of gloves that I'm never going to see in
Yeah.
the game, and I'm like, oh, I got a pair of gloves instead of the Dodge Viper,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
My first wheel spin, I saw all these epic cars flying by. I saw the Horizon specials, and then I got 5,000 credits.
Yeah.
And,
Just
that was my first spin.
So just to correct you real quick, Mark, or to clarify for players, sorry, because I wasn't paying attention because Jordan coughed in my mouth to what you were saying, Spicy, but you were talking about the fast travel. In Forza Horizon 4, Nismo just said it. You have to unlock a house. It was the same in order to get the perk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I could fast travel anywhere.
And then you can fast travel.
Oh my
everywhere,
gosh.
correct.
See, here's the deal.
And I
played
remember
that-
because I always had that house and I never took it away. It's too good of a benefit to take away.
I did that right at the
So
beginning.
which-
I totally forgot that. I played that game so much that it seemed like it was second nature.
Which
Yeah.
house is it?
It's on the West Coast, Nismo says. Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, I take it back. I'm excited.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. We did ask the community, what do you guys think of Forza Horizon 5 so far? For those of you who haven't, come join us over on YouTube, youtube.com/XoneBros. We drop behind-the-scene videos on our community tab. We drop, for members, we drop polls like this each and every single week, so come join us. 61% of people who responded said they hadn't yet played it. And out of those people who did play it, 36% of people said they love it, and 4% said it's okay. So that's really, really high out of everybody who's played it so far. The vast majority of people haven't played it yet in the community. Sounds like everybody's waiting for it to drop on Game Pass. I don't blame you. Might as well. But yeah, so there you go. If you were wondering, if you were curious about it, everybody's really liking it so far in the community. So stay tuned. We'll talk about this more next week.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Elden Ring because this was a big
They dropped
thing that
a
gameplay
new
feature.
20-minute
video.
gameplay video.
Yeah. And what really stood out to me was the size and scope of the game. It also, so as someone who, you guys are really hard into Dark Souls and the Dark Souls series, and I'm casually into it, like I appreciate what it is, but I haven't played it hardcore like you guys have or beaten one since, Dark Souls 2 or 3? No, 2. This, at least what they're presenting, and maybe it's the fantasy aspect of it, but it does seem, someone in chat in our pre-show said, the birth child between Elder Scrolls and Souls. And that is kind of what it has. It has that feeling to me. There's crafting. The map is huge and open. You can go anywhere. Then you can bring in your teammates with you and play. Is that an accurate interpretation of what I've seen, or what do you guys think?
I think it's more. I mean, I guess that's a good way to describe it, but I think it's more a triple threat baby of Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Dark Souls. I think Jordan, we were talking before the show, Jordan said it's like they went and they took all the best parts of every game they've made and put it all together in one big pot, basically.
And then said, let's make it open world.
And then let's make it open world. I think probably the open world aspect makes it more like Elder Scrolls, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you can
That's
go
the-
into dungeons and You're wandering around. You can mark your map with where there's resources.
Well, and if you notice the narrator in the trailer said, I think he said it 2 or 3 times, but he talked about doing things your way.
Yeah.
He says, maybe we don't want to go this way. Maybe we want to go this way. So I think they're emphasizing choice.
Okay. I like
that.
Play,
which comes with open world games, right?
Yeah.
Open world games, you can attack an objective in 3 or 4 different ways,
Yeah. Well, this battle that we're showing on screen for those that are watching live with a dragon is super epic. As is all Dark Souls.
Yeah, they have
battles.
they have a dragon come down while you're traveling, and I don't know yet because they didn't say anything, but I almost wonder if it's a dynamic event, so that can happen randomly as you're traveling through the world, which would be really cool. Because can you imagine and that would be very Souls of them to do, I'm gonna go do this quest.
It's actually kind of Skyrim-ish too.
Yeah, and then a giant dragon comes and just beats the crap out of you.
Dragon just drops down and crushes you.
And it looks the one of the reasons I like Dark Souls and the Bandai Namco and all that is how they animate their bosses, and the dragon looks phenomenal when he just comes out of nowhere, lands, crushes the ground, and then just starts beating the snot out of you. Looks really, really exciting. Mm-hmm. Really looks like a lot of fun to play.
Well, and one thing that From Software has always been good at is just world building.
Yeah.
You immediately there's one scene that we're actually looking at right now where there's just a guy on a rock looking over a section of the world. It's not even the full world. It's a section of the world, and just the high fantasy. I feel like just by looking at things, I'm almost getting how would you say it? Aroused. Yeah,
I think that's
entrenched in the lore of the game. You know what I mean? They're so good at making the world feel.
Well, and I think what appeals to me too is the fantasy aspect, and part of it goes to what your world, the feeling of the world is their color palette, which is so unlike. It may be closer to Sekiro,
Sekiro.
Sekiro, yeah.
Sekiro, we can call it Sekiro.
Yeah.
Sekiro. Sack my face. No, Sekiro.
Shadows die twice.
Anyways, but the color palette is like these bright blues and yellows, and it's just this very epic fantasy feel to it, which is also super appealing. Let's talk about magic. You guys really pointed out some interesting things with magic as well.
Well, I feel like they've almost revamped the magic system to be more
fun.
Yeah, there you go. I guess we want to. Yeah. So, well, just the animation of the spells, the spell animations themselves. The way there's a scene where this guy does kind of a reign of
terror,
magic,
reign of terror with arrows that fly.
Yeah,
down.
and the way it looks. And it might just be, graphically because the games are getting prettier, but the way it looks is really good. And again, it just comes down to the animations that they have really good artists that work over there. So,
yeah, Spicy, anything that really stood out to you that we haven't covered in the Elden Ring?
Jordan slightly touched on this. The map is, Dark Souls developers, they're known for how great their map building is and how it all connects, and everything you see, you can go to. They showed off a map system. Let's see if I can find it so I can show you guys or everybody that's listening and watching. Here, I'll pause it right here. It looks pretty dang interesting. There's a lot going on, and I really, really like it. It's a different art style because we've never really had a map in a Dark Souls before. And to be able to mark the map where vendors are, maybe where something...
Custom markers
on
each.
it. And it's a really, really, really cool art style. It kind of gives the idea of the scope of how big this map is. I wanted to point this out because I find this fascinating that it's in a Dark Souls style game. And I think it's going to be extremely useful and very fun to be able to mark on a map, click... I think they even show it here. They put a mark on the map, and then it lights up. There's this big beacon that goes into the sky. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here. And you can kind of visually see exactly where things are on the map versus where they are, what you're seeing. The greatest thing about Dark Souls, one of them, many. I'm just a.
You're a huge fan. You're a fanboy.
I'm a fanboy of Dark Souls. Is how wherever you see, that's somewhere you can go. And having a map where you can ping the map and like see where things are makes it far more I don't know how to explain it. It just makes it it's like a quality of life thing for a Dark Souls game that I think I can really get into and enjoy. So I wanted to point out the map, how interesting it looks. And the magic system, the magic that they have going on, the spells look phenomenal. If you haven't seen this video, I would go to YouTube. Premiered yesterday. It's called Elden Ring Gameplay Preview. It's from Bandai Namco, and I would watch it. It's 20 minutes, and it's just a guy talking, explaining things, and it gets you really, really excited for the game.
Yeah. It's cool. And onto your map point, or back to the map that you were talking about. Again, they just really nailed the it's like the map that you would see at the beginning of a fantasy book.
Yeah.
Or the end. Then that's it's that art style and really cool. I think with with Sekiro.
I pronounce it Sekiro, but I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. Sekiro works.
Sekiro, that's how I pronounce it.
Okay,
Sekiro,
whatever.
Shadows died twice.
Whatever. With the last Dark Souls, I feel like it had a more mass market appeal because of the theme, and I feel like this also will have just doubles down on that. It's a mass market appeal because of the theme of the world, this fantasy aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It also, I think, I'm getting the vibe that this is not going to be as hard as your previous Dark Souls because they're letting you play how you want to play, which a lot of people feel more comfortable. Say, let me give you an example. They show how the player can create like 5 minions that run and start attacking. They're like ghost minions. It looks like it's a spell. By doing that, they allow magic casters to, in a single player game, have tanks. And then so they'll aggro all the bad people, the bad guys, the enemies, and then you can sit back and start damaging them with ranged spell attacks. That hasn't existed before. I mean, that's one of the reasons co-op made the difficulty easier, is because your friend Jordan would hop up, aggro them, and then he would be a tank character, and then I could sit there and spam spells. That didn't exist in the single player aspect of any of the Souls games before. But the fact that they're adding spells in like that make it look like they do want, like Jordan said, you to play how the game how you want to play, which makes it so you can play it in a manner that's more comfortable to you.
Yeah, that's exciting, and I think it has that mass market appeal to it as well.
When he says easier,
that's a relative term.
Yeah, because it probably will be easier, but it's still
more user friendly than previous games.
There you go.
Well, what's funny is there's actually a part in the demo that they show, which is a complete Dark Souls moment when you're just walking and then some guy just comes up behind you and kills you.
I want to find
and
that.
You're
That's
like,
so
are you
funny.
kidding me? So
yeah, it makes you laugh.
Well, and see that you bring up a good point. I wonder how they tune the difficulty. The thing about Dark Souls, the thing about From Software is I feel like they're very careful and particular when they design their games. Like taking Sekiro, right? They introduced stealth mechanics in Sekiro, but it complemented the way that game was played, which was played differently than Dark Souls. So I wonder how they're going to tune the difficulty with this being open world, being able to attack objectives from different directions, the co-op, having these new spells. Yeah, here's the part you're just running, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, great, yeah, that guy just grabbed and killed me.
So, David, I'm going to show you how Dark Souls plays. So watch this. What we're watching is we're watching a guy walk down a hallway, and then somebody goes from behind and stabs you in the back, and you're dead. That's how Dark Souls. That's when you crush your controller or smash it into the wall.
Because he had like 50,000 souls that he didn't spend yet.
That's funny.
So, but...
It's very exciting. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. If you're remotely curious about what we're talking about, the the Elden Ring, review, or not review, gameplay preview. That dropped on YouTube this week. Super cool. In more exciting news, and we're all fans of Warhammer. Who isn't? Total War Warhammer is coming on Game Pass.
Yeah, Total War Warhammer 3. So this is the new one that's not out yet. It's coming day 1 to Game Pass for PC. So it's just on the PC side, which is February 17th, 2022. I just thought this was interesting because I just think it shows. I feel like Game Pass for PC doesn't get as talked about as much, but there's a lot of value. That's why
Huge value.
That's why I think Game Pass Ultimate, where you get both of them, is an incredible value. But even if you're just a PC gamer, Game Pass for PC is a really good value. I mean, you just had Age of Empires 4 drop this last week. We just got the announcement of Total War Warhammer 3. Which,
huge.
The Total War. If you've never played the Total War series and you're a strategy person, it's a good series
Super
to jump
fun.
into.
Real-time strategy.
But
Super
no, I just think I do feel like sometimes Game Pass for PC gets pushed
Well,
aside.
it's a
but
struggle
I think in a lot of ways just as good a deal as Game Pass on console.
Oh yeah, it's a struggle because you're competing with
Yourself,
some huge
almost?
establishment. With respect, when people think of gaming and PC, it's usually Steam. Epic has jumped into that game. Game Pass or Xbox, the app, what they have to do is work hard over time so that they're seen as when I turn on my PC, this is where I go to play games because the value is huge, absolutely.
Well, it
huge.
really is. With this, I mean, this is a full-on AAA game from I believe it's Creative Assembly that's doing it. Probably, I didn't see the developer, but it's usually them.
It's Sega.
Yeah, Sega's the publisher.
They've
Creative Assembly's the developer.
they've done some deals with Sega that was announced this week too, with Sega using the servers and stuff for Microsoft, and so
maybe
this
that's
is
how they
probably why
negotiate.
have
Hey,
a
you
nice,
can use
cozy relationship.
We'll let you use the Azure servers for free if you can put that
it's
on
a
Game
nice,
Pass.
cozy relationship being formed there. That's really exciting.
Well, but again, even if you look at Game Pass for PC, if you're a Ultimate member, you get Origin, you get EA Play along with Game Pass for PC. So not only are you getting the Game Pass games, you're getting all the Origin games too, or the EA Play games as well. Like if you have a gaming PC, Game Pass for PC is still an incredible value.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I think this just proves it because Warhammer's not a small game.
Agreed. Should we take some questions, guys? Spicy, did you have a story you wanted to talk about?
Oh no, I was just looking. I think today. Didn't something drop with Call of Duty?
Warzone
Yeah, Vanguard
update?
came out today.
Vanguard, that was today, huh? I haven't. I gotta.
I
download
have
that
seen
again.
some mixed thoughts on Vanguard. Some very mixed thoughts. I've seen some players in our community who absolutely love Call of Duty that was not a fan of Vanguard.
Oh, interesting.
And then some other players who are a fan of Vanguard. So I don't know what to think. So I'm going to be very curious.
Well,
So
I gotta
it's
start
the
down-
usual Call of Duty.
So it's the usual Call of Duty.
I gotta start downloading it now so I can play on Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, having said that, how about Forza Horizon 5 at 102 gigabytes?
Oh, mine was like 112.
Oof. Well,
Something like
maybe
that.
I didn't download something.
Yeah, it
that
was
like 6 gigs.
it was a big boy.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
I was just. What you saw was me looking on the
Dude, what a great time.
when it loads.
Yeah, what a great time to be in gaming right now. Like, everything is dropping in the next... Between now and Christmas, it's like nonstop for gamers.
Call of Duty, yeah. So you got Call of Duty. Is it the early stuff that dropped for Call of Duty or the full game? I don't know. I think it was the full. I don't know.
Well,
But anyway.
I think it's the new... Is it the new map? I don't
Well, no. So the new Warzone map is coming in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And I think the reason they do that is because they want people to play Vanguard instead of just jumping over to Warzone.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Well-
so that comes in a couple weeks.
I thought it's really hard to find information because when I search Call of Duty, it's just everyone complaining on Twitter. So I don't know what the information is. I was trying to do that off the show so I didn't look like an idiot. That
Yeah, but you can you can get Vanguard today if you want, and then next week is another big one that we talked about, Battlefield. It's early access stuff.
I have
Battlefield,
to beat Guardians.
but
I'm
Battlefield
so close.
Plus, you're working on Guardians.
and Forza
And
now.
Forza.
No,
now.
Forza's going to be my palate cleanser in betweens. That I can always go back to because I always, in a game when it falls off your radar for a little bit, and then you go back to it like 6 months later and you forgot what the abilities that you have, the button schemes, and you're always like discouraged to go back into it.
Yeah. That's my whole life.
Yeah. Forza is a game where I know right trigger goes fast.
You never need to like relearn the mechanics.
Left
You can
trigger.
just pick it up and go.
It's the perfect
It
game.
is a great palate cleanser.
It's
It's a great put on a podcast, listen to something, and drive.
Yeah. You can always forever go back to it regardless of how deep you are into that rabbit hole of that game.
Yes.
You could just, you know what? I'm going to do this race because I haven't got the accolades yet.
Yeah, dude. Super, super, super cool. Cooper actually writes in about Forza Horizon 5. He says, every time they launch a Forza Horizon, I always wonder, how can they beat the last one? And they manage to do it every time. How'd they do it with Forza Horizon 5? I think Forza has this both opportunity. It's kind of a double-edged sword. The map is the main character in that game. Yeah. And if you have a fantastic map, you have a great game.
And I do think in this one they have a fantastic map. They really did a good job here.
Yeah, I think. What's your favorite place, Jordan?
Right now, I like the jungle. I think they call it the wilds, but racing in the jungle, like the density of the trees and just the races they have there, where it's dirt racing. It's really cool. I kind of want to go to the. I see. The thing is I'm excited to go to the next biome because I want to go up to the volcano. I want to go over to the sand.
The sand, I think, is mine right now.
Yeah,
it's like because you just sit there and bunny hop and get a ton of points. It's really fun. So yeah. The map, David, did we interrupt you? I'm sorry if I totally cut you off.
No, that's it. I'm really tired. I've been traveling all week.
Yeah. Shout out to New York.
Shout out to New York.
Shout
out to Cooper, great question. Thank you very much for writing. I think they're able to do it every year because they're great at getting those locations.
It's actually interesting that Cooper sent in that question because his Drivatar beat me in a race today.
That son of a bitch.
It was very upsetting. I had to redo it.
Cooper, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
We're coming for your Drivatar.
He beat me.
By the way, Jordan, your avatar was in last place on my game.
Really?
Yeah.
You're
a terrible driver.
The only race I lost was against Cooper.
Wait,
that
have
one
you
time.
upped the difficulty
I bumped the difficulty.
Spicy, your standard?
Standard for now, and then when I get my accolades, then
You'll go up. Okay.
But I just found it interesting that there are like 10 people playing, and Jordan's was just like dum dee dum 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 in the back. What's funny is I know that's not you, but at the same time, my brain is like,
yeah, there it is.
Jordan sucks.
I haven't seen you, David, yet. I've seen everyone else. I've even
yet
seen
to fire it up,
but
that's
I've
why.
seen Jono.
Oh, and he's not fired it up?
I don't think he's. Yeah, no.
Maybe he has.
Maybe we don't even know.
We don't know. He's
just
living
been playing
a
this whole
secret
time.
life we don't know about. It's Stu writes in and says, "Hey, bros, there's a lot of drama around the industry right now with delays, scandals, etc." He says, "What is annoying you the most in the moment in the industry? For me, it's major leaks and spoilers. Love the show and community. Thanks, guys." Well, Spicy actually has a solution to spoilers and leaks. He doesn't go on the internet.
Yeah, it's easy.
He avoids them.
Yeah. I haven't. Yeah, I just don't do it.
Mine is
Solved.
Solved. So yeah, what is your worst? That's actually a good annoyance. Leaks and spoilers.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I don't know. What is your guys'?
I think mine is opinions.
Opinions.
Well, not like you can't have an opinion, but everybody gets mad at opinions. Like
Oh,
for example,
yeah.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. For example, I think Halo 5 should have a battle royale, and there people are like basically calling me stupid for thinking that.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, but it's not like I think it would do really well.
Send your hate mail to
and hey,
GeorgeMan at Xbox.com.
And guess what? If you don't think it'll do very well, that's your opinion, and that's okay.
Okay, so yours is.
I think it brings up discussion.
Let me summarize.
You know what I mean?
Yours is people who disagree with you.
No.
I
wouldn't say disagree. It's how they disagree.
yeah.
That's a big key thing.
No, I can understand.
No,
I
it's just
mean,
like for example,
I think that's an internet thing at the moment. Anyway,
well,
like the
I mean,
toxicity
the
of
internet is like it's okay for people to disagree. Like
I disagree.
I disagree with some streamers that I watch. I like watching them, but sometimes I disagree with what they think the game should go or the direction the game should go. But that's fine because it brings up discussion.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's a valid annoyance. I think that's kind of a general internet annoyance though. Like
yeah. So what annoys
the
me in the
inability to
industry?
disagree?
The thing that annoys me in this industry is the internet.
The internet.
83% of the internet.
One of the things like scandals and stuff, they'll work themselves out.
Well, you hope anyway.
I think eventually. I mean, I think that's true. Whether how a company handles them. I don't know if there's anything like industry wide. I know.
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
This is funny because I just talked about nickel and diming in Forza, and I'm okay with it because it's $2. So maybe depends on the scenario, but I hate making it being felt like I'm being nickeled and dimed in like I
Like,
buy
give me-
the
give-
battle pass.
Like, give me a specific
for
example.
a cowboy game. I buy the battle pass, but yet I still can't play the new mode without spending on gold.
Red Dead
Yeah.
does that.
I don't
Which sucks because Rockstar. Well, on Grand Theft Auto, they do such a good job of not doing that.
sure. So I just I don't mind paying. I just don't like the feeling of getting nickel and dimed and and that's kind of going away a little bit with how things are going.
I think that's something
because the pushback.
I think
really
that's something.
hard.
I think we're really at a really good spot in gaming that there's not so many things.
I mean, look what happened when EA dropped Battlefront.
Battlefront, yeah.
Dude, yeah, that
Yeah,
was funny.
the
Well, they didn't
game
even drop
wasn't even
They
released.
didn't even drop it. Yeah, it was like a beta.
It
No,
was
it was the 10-hour free trial
The
that you have
10-hour
with EA Play.
the 10-hour free trial, and then they were like, the backlash was so strong that they just disabled everything and then relaunched it basically months later.
Yeah, so technically,
It never released with those issues.
Yeah, they reversed the problem before the release date. Because remember, like, the senator from Hawaii was getting involved, which I thought was a little. If you ever go back and watch that press conference,
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
well, the thing is, it's basically the guy they get like a gamer, you know. And I did quotations for those aren't watching, because basically what happens is this guy comes up and he's basically mad that he spent money on the game, and it's like, well, why did you do that? That's like me going to Albertsons and getting mad because I bought all 50 gallons of milk.
when you didn't have to.
Yeah, it's like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
Wow.
Like, it literally
this
blows my
finishes
mind.
our rent hour.
Yeah,
with
sorry,
Jordan
I
Man.
just
No, I think
It,
this
like-
is I think this is important for Jordan because it's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Also, I think he's funny because when people disagree with him, if they're in person, he'll just look at you in the eyes and then cough on you.
And cough in your mouth. like you
Cough
did with
right
me.
in your mouth.
Guys,
No.
everybody that sides with me and disagrees with Jordan, I take the brunt of his anger.
yeah, no, I just look.
He's very underhanded.
I don't
He
mind.
tries to
That,
get me with diseases.
I don't mind that people disagree with
Biological warfare.
Biological
me.
warfare.
I don't mind that people disagree with me. It's just that anytime someone has an opinion
Well-
about a game, it's wrong.
Well,
Or
no,
you know
no.
what I mean?
I
It's
think-
like
I
it's
think-
like it's just like
Yeah, I think
every
what- I think the issue is sometimes people can make it personal, and it's like, okay, you could just say it without being so personal.
yeah.
Yeah, my job is being
Personal?
the person that takes all those.
Yeah. You're the personal guy.
I'm a
It's
personal
funny.
guy.
Yeah, Jordan does bring up a good point. Having a different opinion is actually healthy. That's totally
Yeah.
fine.
Well, I actually
It's
think
just
I actually
how
Yeah, no, it's
you,
how.
it's
It's
how they approach.
and some people
the,
are really good at expressing their differences, and some people just aren't.
Yeah, some people think that we're attacking or we're. I don't know. It's just no. This is, yeah.
I think if I do have a pet peeve, here's the thing. I think we're at like one of the best points that we've ever been at. In
Oh no, we
gaming.
really are at a good.
I think what gaming has unique is merit. So the best games rise to the top, the best ideas rise to the top, the worst ideas go away. Loot boxes, how quickly loot boxes basically non-existent.
still in Overwatch.
Yeah, except when you're filled with scandals in your company, and we know why they're still there. But I really do think we're at the best part in a game. I think what might if I have any pet peeve, when you look at reviews or people discussing games, I think the best discussion and reviews are coming from gamers from the bottom up. I think it's, for instance, I'm a big YouTube guy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're big into Twitch or streaming, maybe perhaps that's where you get your reviews from or discussions on games. And I think the best, most intelligent discussions on gaming are happening from your normal person who maybe has a side job or is trying to make it full-time on YouTube. And they're very informed, they have a passion about it, and they're talking about it. Now, this isn't always the case, but I do think there are some instances where the media that is paid to cover games sometimes is not the most informed. Now, sometimes they are, and they bring us great discussions. For instance, Ryan McCaffrey, when he does his episodes, like interviewing the creators of Xbox. And
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, your average gamer is not going to get that interview, and so you still need those places. But sometimes you have, and sometimes it happens in reviews, particularly, someone is talking about a game that clearly does not game, or clearly has never played this. Like, this series is not their, or this genre is not their cup of tea from the start. It's like, well, that person probably shouldn't talk about that game. That would be my pet peeve is people who should be authorities aren't necessarily, and try and act like they are. would be maybe something that I don't like. But I don't think that happens that much anymore. I think there was a time that happened a lot, and I think because you have so many options in 2021, it really is. If you are passionate, if you're knowledgeable and talented at expressing your thoughts on things, you can do it.
Yeah,
and I can enjoy it, and that's what I love about gaming. And gaming really is ahead of everybody else when it comes to technology and content creation. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
You go into any other genre and you look at content creators in other genres, and they're so far behind.
Well, look what gaming does. Let's just talk about TVs. Because of gaming, TVs are being pushed and forced. Well, I don't know if you want to call it forced, but being pushed to get better technology like HDMI 2.1.
Speaking of TVs, I just got it. I just got it.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Yes.
2.1.
Yes.
He can go 124K on his
2.1,
Xbox.
124K, 65 inches. It's the LG CX. I forget the number.
I want one.
I have never paid for a quality television. I always get like the cheapest one.
I've never bought anything nice.
Whoa.
But now
I know that feeling.
Blows my mind. So here's the dilemma that I have. This TV in all of its glory is in my living room. I game primarily on my Series X in my workstation.
Yeah, it's
in my office.
Yeah.
And I have a whole setup for that. Should I move my Series X up to my and right now I have
65-incher?
I have my
I don't
Series
know.
I have my Series S upstairs on that, which looks beautiful, looks amazing. But should I move my Series X up to that bad boy and I'd get 120 frames?
Your Series X
pure
is going to
fidelity.
take full advantage of it.
Yeah, it'll take full advantage of that TV.
Well, and only certain
but
games
then my
support
main
120
gaming
frames.
system is the Series S.
Wait, you mean Series X?
That's your gaming system. You said my gaming system is...
No, my main one is what I use downstairs in my office because that's where I stream from and record stuff.
That's the X.
No, if I move the X upstairs, then it would make my main one the Series S. Is that a problem?
No.
Why don't you just move the TV downstairs?
That's not going to happen.
You could buy... Okay, here are some options.
Give me some options.
Okay. I feel like... I shouldn't mention... Okay, I'll tell you.
Give me my options.
Okay. You can buy another 65-incher.
It's not going to happen. I'm not allowed.
Just get a high refresh rate monitor.
It's just as much, and I'm not allowed.
You're right, though. That's
you
the
could
problem.
buy another Xbox Series X.
That might be a solution.
Or you could not do anything and just enjoy playing games downstairs and playing games upstairs.
Yeah, but I really want like the full.
So here's
capacity.
my thing. Let me just
Get another Series X then.
Let me just give you from personal
You can
experience.
find one.
So I've played 120 frames on my computer,
Okay.
and the jump from 30 to 60, I feel like is the same from 60 to 120. I feel like it's noticeable. From 120 to 240, I have not done 240 yet. I have heard different things from different people saying it's not as noticeable or it is that's where it kind of gets difference of opinion there.
Yeah.
But 60 to 120, you can feel it.
You don't think it's an issue streaming? Because I do stream.
Like
downstairs.
if I
streaming
can,
from a Series S, it's just as good. It's just
You're still So for a streaming perspective, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter because it streams at 180.
yeah, whatever the. Top
what if we
is,
do
yeah.
this?
Or 1440, whatever one you're running at.
Yeah.
The S can handle that easy.
And the Series S still does 4. It doesn't do 4K.
No.
It does
No, it does
1440.
1440. I think it does 120. Which 1440?
No, it doesn't do 120. It does 60.
It doesn't go to 120?
No, it
I thought it went to 120.
I would say
It just doesn't do the resolution.
no matter what,
No, it does 60.
no matter what, the one you game on the most make the Series X. No matter what, regardless of monitor.
Oh, damage.
Or what you could do is just get a really long HDMI cord.
You know,
We'll
just
feed
get a
it down
PS5
We'll just feed it down through the wall.
and then play that upstairs.
Beast in chat says yes. Move the Series X. You'll feel the difference.
Yeah, no, you can feel it's just like how Mark today couldn't play in 30 frames. When we jump to 120, because I played 120 on the PC, you can feel it. Yeah. It's a jump.
Oh, damn. Maybe I'll try it.
I wish. So all of my TVs are capable of 4K 60. I don't have a 4K 120 yet, because you need that HDMI 2.1, and they're just super expensive. So it's just wait. So, but I would love, because I think Halo Infinite's going to do 120 frames. I would love to be able to play Halo Infinite multiplayer in 120 frames.
Oh, yes. Yes. Regardless, just the Series S on that bad boy looks amazing. Like I've never had a quality TV. It blows my mind. It's like this thin.
Yeah.
See how thin that is? My fingers are
pretty
close
thin.
together.
There's actually some TVs I saw.
Actually, I was afraid moving it that I would like break it.
I'll have to look them up, but they had a 4K.
So
There were some TVs that I saw 4K 120 frames at $600.
Yeah.
which is not. It's still expensive, but it's better than
Well, the thing
$2,000.
is the colors, man. They're just so vibrant and bright, and I love it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you want to know what I watched? One of the first things I watched on that bad boy?
Avatar.
Dune. Have you guys seen Dune?
Oh, I haven't seen Dune.
No, I want to watch it this weekend.
Okay, for everybody listening, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
going
I'm
to
gonna
tell you what I think of Dune, and it is. I have not experienced the feelings that I experienced during Dune about a sci-fi movie since the OG Star Wars as a child.
Really? Have you seen the previous Dune? The
No,
original?
I never watched. This is my first.
So this is your first introduction
to Dune. From a cinematography. They spent a lot of money on this movie. It is beautiful. It is fantastic storytelling. Now, make sure you sit down and have no distractions. You need to listen. You need to pay attention. It does take some time to get going, and some people that knock it don't like that. I think it is the best sci-fi movie since Star Wars.
That's pretty good.
The fact that you said that some people knock it because it's slower pace makes me want to see it more.
Yeah.
I
I don't like it when people knock things.
I don't know. Because it's nice that there is something out there that is taking the time to develop.
That's exactly what it does. They are taking the time to develop. Now, the only criticism I have towards the movie, and you know this going in, it won't be as big of a shock for you. This is just part one. Yeah. And it does say it right at the beginning, but I didn't realize, and it does leave you on a major cliffhanger. Yeah. But I am blown away. Did you watch the original Dune? Are you familiar with the story?
Yes.
The story, it's really good.
There's a reason that it has remained a very, very popular. IP.
So having someone that wasn't aware of this story going in and seeing it come to fruition in the way that they did it, hands movie of the year easily, not even close for me at this point.
Well, you haven't seen My Hero Academia yet.
This is true. This is true. I have not seen My Hero Academia.
There's an anime coming out next week.
But I was blown away, absolutely blown away. Yeah. The cinematography, the sets, the looks, the feel, the music, the acting. I mean, they paid a lot of money to get these actors, some huge actors just as side characters, and you're like, whoa, and fantastically done. It is like eating a good steak, and you just take your time.
Yeah, I like good steak.
Yeah, so you must watch. If it's on HBO Max, if you've not watched
or
HBO
in
Max,
theaters.
I would recommend going and seeing it in the theaters. I watched it on HBO Max, but I would go see it with you guys in the theaters.
Nice. Okay. Maybe I'll go do that.
Hit me up.
Okay.
Hit me up.
Hey, we did get an update from chat. Series S can do 120 frames. It just can't go 4K.
Poker Fraud, thank you very much. There you go. It just doesn't do 4K at 120. Well, then what's the point?
Yeah. If I can't get 4K 120, I'm just not going to do it.
What's the point?
There's no point.
That's my point. Let's take one more. Let's take one more question. Let's take Golden Poncho's question. Golden Poncho writes in and says, now that the consoles are a year old, what are your favorite and least favorite features of the Series X, also known as 6? He says, my favorite, load times 1,000%. Least favorite, internal storage is an issue. He says, I bought a memory card for sure, but I feel bad for those who cannot afford to expand their storage. Great question, Golden Poncho. A year in, on the Xbox Series X, I would say my favorite feature goes right along. I think I agree with Golden Poncho. I don't know that I can change. At first, I didn't have a problem with the storage. Now it's a little bit annoying.
What, at 101 gigs per game?
Yeah.
You know,
it gets big.
No,
fast.
I agree with him. The best is those loading times with that NVMe.
It's game changing.
And the storage, that's a shortcoming. I would add one more feature. I don't think this is necessarily the console itself. I just think it's the time that we're in, but it seems to have gotten more popular in the last year or so, and that's crossplay between all the platforms. I think that's a fantastic feature.
Yeah.
I think that's the future of gaming. I think all multiplayer games should have crossplay and cross progression. And I love that more and more games are doing it, and I like that feature is becoming more mainstream.
The future of gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if mine has anything to do with the consoles. So.
Oh, well, give it to us then.
I want real co-op. I don't want fake co-op. Meaning like The Ascent.
So yours is game design in this generation.
This generation, what made me even more mad? Let me tell you a story. So we're playing The Ascent. Excellent game. We have to go back and finish that, Jordan,
Yeah.
by the way. Excellent game. When we go into it's a co-op friendly game. It plays very well with your friends. But when we go through the missions, those missions don't check off on my game, like if I'm in Jordan's game. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Really, really, really annoying.
So you have to do it twice.
Correct. I think that is...
Far Cry does that as well.
Far Cry, yeah. I think that's...
I mean, technically Dark Souls does that too, but they kind of like incorporated it into the game.
The funny thing is
I don't get mad when Dark Souls does it.
me and Jordan got really excited for Diablo 2 Remastered that came out. And that co-op checks off the missions.
A 20-year-old game.
And
that
it's
came
20
out in the
years old.
90s.
You know?
I wonder why that's a thing.
Far Cry said it's because they don't want to
Ruin the
experience for the player's game it is if his friend like goofed off or something. But I think having co-op introduces its own experience, right? And let's be honest.
Just make a co-op save file separate.
Well, yeah, but then
you have to play it over anyways.
Yeah, so.
I just think
But that's still
that-
your choice. And if your friend is doing that to you, your friend's a douche.
Yeah, kick him
you
out.
shouldn't co-op with him.
Well, I mean, when I'm in Jordan's game, I do like to run over civilians.
But I think that's what I'm saying. Having co-op like that adds a new experience. you know?
Well, I just think that why? I mean, why? Why doesn't the missions just check off when we both
For
did
everybody.
the mission?
There you go.
It's
There you go. Great question, Golden Poncho. Thank you very much for writing in. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Beast says a great co-op is It Takes Two, which is on Game Pass now. Surprisingly good for a couch co-op.
Yeah, it's the one where you play as the two different characters.
Yeah,
So.
well said. Everybody, hey, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget, come join us over on YouTube, youtube.com/X1Bros. Come join us. Come have fun. We're here each and every single Friday. Come join the live show and enjoy your gaming week.
Another big week ahead of us. Forza, Call of Duty, Battlefield.
and we have to finish Guardians.
Vigor
And we
had
have to
an
finish
update.
Guardians.
Trust me, you
Yeah,
want to
Vigor
finish
had
that.
like a vengeance update.
They basically are
There's
making
like
close
tapes
combat
and
thing.
a dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A damn map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next time.
I want